5th, Cinco de Mayo. Thanks for joining me for the Outlaw Pulpit. I want to talk to you about dreams today, okay? And dreams regarding maybe some of you that are watching are pastors of churches. Some of you have, others may not be pastors of churches, but you have a desire, a dream that you want to go after. Let me encourage you with a couple things regarding this. Let me share you a story. So in our city, little city of Wapaka, Wisconsin, we have basically a 80s style radio station. They play everything from yacht rock to Cyndi Lauper, whatever. Well, within the last year, they decided to start a rock station as well. Not a Christian station, just a good rock station. And they're doing really well with it. Well, it kind of got in the back of my head, I think, and I know it was a God thing to confront them and just say and pitch them the idea of doing a Christian rock show, Christian metal show. So I put the proposal together, and keep in mind we've been airing our church services on the 80s station for a couple months now, and it airs every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. So I said, what if we shifted gears of the church and I hosted a Christian rock metal show in place of that on the rock station, and then more people would hear it and stuff. And they ended up going for it. I prayed about it, thought about it for a while, put a nice proposal together, and I got some roots in Christian music as music buyers for different Christian bookstores and stuff. And so this Sunday, the first show actually premieres, and you can watch for details on the Sanctuary International Matrix page. I'll put that up so you can hear the show from wherever you are, but it's on a station called the Foundry 100.7 FM here in Wapaka, Wisconsin. Well, that was awesome because I truly believe it was a God thing, and God just made it happen. There were no blips. There was no pushback. There was nothing. It was welcomed with open arms. In fact, to the point that they're getting sponsors for the show. I don't even have to try and find a sponsor. They want to get people to underwrite it. And we're starting with a half hour, and then they would like to push that up to an hour or more, which would be very exciting to introduce people in this community that don't already know to bands like Tourniquet, Demon Hunter, Red, all sorts of classic and modern rock and metal. There's a verse that comes to mind, Proverbs 16:3, that says, "Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans." Now, sometimes we can get into the mindset that when we commit to the Lord our plans, that it's just going to be easy going, like this issue with the rock show that I'm calling Rock Church. And everything went smoothly, everything went fine. However, today was a different story. You see, at the church I pastor, Radiant Fellowship, in the back lot, we have 3 city lots that are just sitting there, not being used for anything. One of the hobbies that I enjoy very much is radio controlled cars, not the little $10 cars, but the high-end hobby cars. My stadium racer truck actually can go 65 miles per hour down the road. It's pretty amazing. And there's a lot of other kids and adults in our community that have these cars, these hobby-grade RC cars. And so I just decided, I've been an enthusiast since probably 91 or 92 and wanted to do something more for the community. We already do a lot for our community, but I wanted to do something more. And so we had a guy come in with his tractor and dig a path for the RC track. We got some dirt, put it in, did the tabletop jump, the berms, the whoop-de-doos, all of those sort of things. And we opened it to the community. Well, fast forward to this morning's mail call, and I get this. I won't hold it up long, but it's a letter from our city saying you are in violation of multiple codes, and the way to bring it current is to pay the man. In other words, if we write a check, everything's going to go away. Well, quite honestly, that's not exactly how I see things, and a few others don't see that as well. When the Lord gives us a plan or a dream or desire, you got to go after it. There will be people that come after you that may poo-poo it. They may shoot down the idea. But if God has planted that in your heart, you need to go for it, whatever that is in your own life. For me, I could say, okay, well, we can write a check. And normally the fees would be a total of $500. That's a lot of money for a small church. But I called them, and the person was just a little more uppity and said, well, since you already started this, the permit fee's double, so you owe us $1,000. to the Gestapo. I say that lightly. But, the thing is that I could do one of two things: write a check and just go with it, let them push us around, or I could just tear down the whole thing and just forget about it. I could have my friend come back through with the tractor, level out everything, and act like nothing ever has happened before. Well, I'm choosing option C, that I committed to the Lord whatever we do, whatever I want to do, and he will establish those plans. And so got a few other people involved, and we're waiting to hear back on this because, quite honestly, it's our own property. They're electric cars. The other day I was at church and there was a family of 8. Mom and dad even had RC cars, and they're just buzzing them around the track, making no big deal about it, having fun. And so I'm truly trusting God. But here's the deal. I'm not saying you need to curtail the laws or skirt around things, stuff like that, okay? In our situation, we were in full right to do this on our property. They said, well, you got to pay for a sign. The sign is a banner like a church would put up for an Easter egg hunt. And so there's no really true signage there. And really all we did was put a couple piles of dirt on our lot and turn it into an RC track. So I know that we're in the right, but when God gives you a plan, just because we're a Christian doesn't mean we have to roll over for everybody. Jesus never did this for the people that persecuted him during those days. He didn't roll over. He was quite open about how to deal with people like this. The whole turn the other cheek, go the extra mile. It wasn't a statement to be passive. He was actually teaching people how to use their brain to push back on people that were giving them a hard time. And so I say this because you have a dream, you have a desire that you may go for, and you might get pushback on it. But if you know that it's of the Lord, number one, know that it's of the Lord. Does that make sense? If you know it's of the Lord, then know that it's of the Lord. And secondly, go after it. You might get pushback. In fact, it's probably to be expected. But know that God will establish your plans, whatever it is you set out to do. It may be a long road. It might be a short path. Whatever it is, you know that God's in it. If you have questions you want me to answer here on the Outlaw Pulpit, email them to me, outlawpulpit@gmail.com, and I'll be sure to get to them next week. Have a great day.